Hi everyone and welcome to the channel. So in this week's video it's all about the van. I take the van for the first time to be weighed to see if it's actually overweight or not. I take the van for its MOT, will it pass? And also I have an announcement about travelling this winter. Stay tuned. So first up, news about travelling. Now, as it gets towards winter and in the UK it gets a little bit colder, this is where a lot of people who live in vans get itchy feet and decide to go abroad. Some actually go north, where it's actually colder. If that's your thing, that's fine. Me, I'm not into that. So I'm going to be going south, where it's warmer. How far south? Well, watch the little animated map and it'll show you where I'm going to go. That's right, I'll be travelling south. I'll be leaving Castleford, I'll be going down to the south coast, I'll be going to Newhaven. From Newhaven across the channel on the ferry to Dieppe. From Dieppe I'll be driving through France and through Spain, and I'll be going down to the bottom of Spain to Cadiz, and then from Cadiz it's on to a ferry, on that ferry to the Canary Islands and stopping off at Tenerife. So that's my plans. I'm going to be stopping in Tenerife in the Canary Islands because I'm going to Tenerife. I'm going to go to another one of the islands called La Palma as well. I'll be stopping there for a couple of months where it's nice and warm. I'll be checking out different parts, you know, what it's like for van lifers over there. And then I'll be working my way back, but instead of going down the middle or towards Portugal side of Spain, I'll be coming back up along the coast and seeing what's to offer on the coast. One of the places that I will be stopping at is Benidorm, because I do have some history of Benidorm, then back through France and then back to the UK, and I'm going to do all that, make sure I'm within the 90 days. So that's my big news, that's my travel plans. So looking forward to that. There'll be more on the channel the next coming weeks all about that. Hi guys, so as you can see I'm back in the lay-by, and what I'm going to do now is do something that I've never done before with this vehicle, so it's the first time. I'm going to take this vehicle to the Weighbridge. The reason being is because I've built this vehicle, you know, I've taken the cabinets out, I've put the cabinets back in, I've done modifications to it, but I don't even know if I'm underweight or overweight or whatever. So it's time to go to the Weighbridge and let's check it out, and fingers crossed I'm going to be okay. Let's go. So I'm back from the Weighbridge, so let's find out how I've done. I need to put my glasses on for this. Okay, so here is the ticket. I've got the ticket here, all official. So this is a Mercedes Sprinter 519 CDI. It's rated at 5 tonne, so it's twin wheel at the back. Rated for 5 tonne. There's a sticker on the side that says it's rated for 5 tonne as well. Now, bear in mind, with this ambulance, I took off the tailgate. So the tailgate and the motor mechanism, everything for that, I took off to save a bit of weight. The furniture that I've put inside, I've used some of the original ambulance cabinets and then just made them different sizes, put them back on the walls, whatever. But I've also made kitchen furniture. They're out of 18mm plywood. Now, it wasn't anything special, it's just standard plywood. It wasn't lightweight, anything like it. It's just normal plywood. So I've done that as well. I've got a water tank inside, a 105 litre water tank, and so I've got the microwave, the fridge, everything in, the bed, you know, everything that I've put in. So 5,000 kilos or 5 tonne is what I need to be under. So drum roll, and I come in at 4,540 kilos, so 4,540 kilos. That puts me at, let's see, 460 kilos to play with. Now, bearing in mind the diesel tank was had about a quarter of a tank. The water tank was half full. You've got me sat inside the vehicle as well. So let's see, the fuel, the diesel tank holds, I think, 93 litres. Well, let's call it 100 litres for simple maths. It was a quarter full. So if I had it full, that'd be another 75 kilos. The water tank is 105 kilos. That was about halfway full, so call it 50 kilos. So that's another, if that was full and the water tank was full, that's 125 kilos there to take off. So it still leaves me with 345 kilos to play with. I mean, the cupboards were full, food, you know, there's food there, everything like that. So I'm well underweight, so happy with that. Even if I had another person here as well, say if that person was, I don't know, 100 kilos, still leaves me with nearly 250 kilos to play with. So happy with that result. At least I know I'm legal and I'm not overweight. Now, another thing to look at is the axle weights. Now, on the sticker that I've got, I'll just put the sticker up on the screen as well. There is the weight there of 5,000 kilos or 5 tonne, but there's also a number 1 and a number 2. Now, I'm assuming number 1 is the front axle and number 2 is the rear axle. And so when I had it weighed, I also had it weighed by the axles as well. Now, the number 1, which I'm assuming is the front axle, has a limit of 2 tonne, and I was 1640, so 1.64 tonne on the front axle. On the back axle, it says 3,500, so 3.5 tonne on the back axles, and I was coming in at 2,900 or 2.9 tonne, so I'm under in all the measurements. So that's a good result. So the van has been for the MOT. So how did I get on? What's my face like? Have I got a good poker face? Is it good or bad? Well, let me tell you, the van did pass. but it did pass with some advisories. So let me tell you what the advisories were. One of them, there was a direction indicator slightly discoloured on the offside front. So I'm going to get that changed. I've had this every single year. It says brake pipe corroded, then it says comma, covered in grease or other material, both fronts. Now, when I've looked at this on the internet and looked what this could mean, it's saying that if the brake pipes are covered by a protective layer of plastic or something like that, then the MOT tester can't actually see the brake pipes. So they put this warning down, but apparently it's nothing to be worried about. Next one we have is the tyres. Now this is to the front ones. Now the tyres are slightly damaged, cracking or perishing, both front tread splitting. Now this is correct. I did see this before it went, that even though the tyres on the front were Michelin tyres and they're from 2021, there was part of the tyres coming off, not on the sidewalls, but where the tread is, there was chunks just starting to come away. So I don't know what's caused that. But and then on the back tyres, I had one of the tyres on the near side, the rear outer one, because this has got four tyres on the back axle. So the one which was, let's say, on the near outer was down to 3 millimeters, which is still okay. 1.6 is the limit it's down to. But on the other side, two of the tyres were close to the legal limit. They were showing 2 millimeters. So you're thinking 1.6. So they did pass, but obviously because of the tyres on the front perishing like that, and because of the wear of the tyres on the back, and because I'm going to go on this journey, journey's going to be, okay, some of it's by ferry, but it's going to, including the ferry, it's nearly 2,700 miles there and coming back. So we're talking of a 5,000 mile journey. I decided, and the other thing is as well, that I'm not planning to sell this vehicle anytime soon. So I'm going to invest in it. So I've decided to get tyres all around, all new tyres all around for this. So nice and legal, and nice and safe on that. The other thing which isn't mentioned on here, but even though it passed with the brakes, I've had an inspection done of the brakes, and the brakes, the front and the back, could do with changing. And on the MOT, not this time, but last time, the handbrake was tightened up because it was fairly weak. So it was tightened up, and it wouldn't tighten anymore. It's still okay, but if it became sort of not as good, there's nothing more to tighten up. So what I decided to do as well is have the brakes done. So that's the brakes, the front and back. I'm going to have new pads and new discs as well, and new brake shoes for the handbrake. So I'm going to invest in that, have all that done, and get the van in tip-top shape. So then first up, it's the tyres. So first up, I had the tyres done. Now I did go online, clicking away like that and getting different prices from different places. But at the end, it ended up, I got a good deal from a local tyre company. So they did my tyres, and I've had all new tyres all the way around. I didn't go for the cheapest tyres. I didn't go for the high spec tyres. I went for a middle of the road tyre as well. And I'll give you the details and how much I spent on the tyres later on in the video. So it rained all last night, but the weather forecast today is no rain at all, well, for the next 2 days. So that gives me a good opportunity to fit this lot I've got down here. Yeah, I've been buying parts. I've got oil, I've got brake pads, I've got brake sliders, new brake sensors, got brake discs as well. oil filter, air filter. So it's time to do a service on the van, and it's also time as well to do the brakes at the front. So yeah, new discs, new pads, new basically everything on there, and get it all done. So I know when I do the big trip, when I'm going abroad, I'm going to have no problems whatsoever. So let's get stuck in. So Houston, we have a problem. So basically, I've got my wheel down here. I'll just show you. Okay, so there's my wheel. Obviously I can take off the nuts to get the wheel off, that's okay. Jacked it up, and then got the bolts out for the sliders, that was no problem. But the bolts, 21mm bolts, that take the calipers off, I just could not shift. You know, I had the normal socket wrench on it, wouldn't do it. Even put the extension bar on that I use to take the wheels off with, that wouldn't budge either. So it stopped at the moment. What I'm going to have to do is take it to a garage that I know, and they'll have a heavy duty gun to take it off, because I can't shift them. I'm getting weak in my old age, but the bolts just won't come off. So it's time I'll put everything back, put it back on so I can drive the vehicle, but I think it's time for a clean up and a cuppa, and we'll have to do this tomorrow. So after the setback of not being able to get the calipers off, I mean, obviously I was trying, I had the right socket size, but it just wouldn't budge. I got the tyre lever that I have, but I couldn't extend it fully. That wouldn't budge. I did have a spanner, but it was an open-ended spanner. It wasn't a closed ring spanner. And if I'd put an open-ended spanner on and tried to hit it with the hammer, it would have just slipped off. It'd have been no good. So I did actually go to the garage where I had my back brakes done, and they lent me the impact driver. And the story is, the impact driver that I got, it was only, well, it wasn't up to the job. It was about 350 Newton meters worth of torque, where the one that I borrowed was 900. And even then, it wouldn't actually shift one of the nuts at first. It just wouldn't do it. But he told me a little trick was, if it doesn't come off, put it in reverse as if you're trying to tighten the nut, and just give it a quick go with that, which sort of eases it off, or sort of, you know, I don't know exactly what it did, but it worked. We tried to tighten it just a little bit, then put it back in reverse to undo it, and it came off. So in the end, I got all that. Unfortunately, where I was, I couldn't do any filming on that, but I did do all the brakes myself, the brakes, the pads, you know, the discs, the sensors, the sliders, everything. So all completely changed on the front. And so all the brakes, front and back, and handbrake have all been renewed, all brand new. So everything's fantastic there with the brakes. So after I've had the brakes done front and back, and I've also changed the air filter, as part of the service, all it leaves me to do now is do an oil change. Okay, we got another job to do on the van, and this time it's to do an oil change. Now normally when I do an oil change, I have a piece of equipment like this, which is just your standard washing up bowl. And I tried to use this when I did the oil change before, but it didn't work. The reason being is because I've got about 12 or 13 litres of oil in this engine, and this isn't big enough. When I was doing it last time, I could see it was going to overflow, so I had to put the oil drain plug back in. So I've upgraded, and the upgrade I've gone is one of these, a nice big oil pan for catching the oil, up to 15 litres. So that'll do, because what I do is I drain the oil, put the oil into a container like this. Then when I put the new oil into the engine, I'll put the old oil into the containers that the new oil came in, and then take it to the tip to dispose of it. So anyway, time to get the toolbox out and we'll do the oil change. So while the oil is finishing draining, next thing to do is to get to the oil filter. Now I've got the special tool to get the cap off, but the cap is right down here. I don't know if you can see that, but it's right in there. It's right there. So to make it easy, what I'm going to do is take this air filter cover off and take this tube off as well, and it'll make it easier for me to get to and change it. So just to get as much oil as I can out of the van, because where I'm parked it's on a little bit of a slope, so I've actually at the side of my ambulance here, I've got like a bit of a toolbox area. It's where the batteries used to be for the ambulance. Used to be 3 batteries there. Obviously my battery's now in a different place, so I use that as a storage for the electric hookup, for the jack, for the axle stands. Bit of a workshop storage there. So what I've done is I've actually just jacked this up a little bit just to level it off, just so I can squeeze as much oil as I can out. Now it's time to get under, put the bolt back in, and get the filter in and start filling up with oil. So we've got 10 litres in at the moment. It takes about 13. I've just tried the dipstick and we're just touching the bottom of the dipstick, so I'm going to put another half a bottle in and we'll go from there. Okay, I'll give the engine a run, get it circled around, but we should be good to go. So we're back in the van, just to finish off, just to recap, and just to see, for those people interested, how much I've spent this week on doing the MOT, doing the servicing and changing the brakes, etc. So I've got a bit of a rundown here. So the MOT was £50. We had the tyres, so we put 6 brand new tyres on. That came out at £510. Went to the Weighbridge, that was £15. Then we had 15 litres of engine oil. That came out at £71.55. Then we had the parts for the front brakes. That was the pads, the discs, the sliders, the sensors. Also in there got the air filter and the oil filter. That came out to £258. Then we had the back brakes. Now that was done by a garage, so the back brakes with the labour, that came out to £434.92. And then we had the oil drain pan from Amazon, £12.99. So in total, if I say it quick, it might not sound as bad. No, but in total, that was £1,352.46. But it's for peace of mind. All the brakes have all been renewed, tyres have been renewed, so peace of mind there, and servicing the van as well. And all I can say is, good job we don't have to spend that every single week. But there is, once again, £1,352.46. And that's it from me for this week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Not so much travel content this week, obviously, but the channel is Steve on the Road, and the Steve on the Road bit isn't about going travelling all the time. It's about me who lives in this van full time. So I am officially on the road all the time in the van, but some weeks it's travelling, some weeks it's like this, it's doing repairs and maintenance on the van. It may be doing upgrades to the van or whatever. But many thanks for watching. If you do like the video, give it a like, and if you could do us a favour, if you're not done already, if you could just click on the subscribe button, it would help the channel out. So once again, many thanks for watching. Next week we're off to the seaside, somewhere where we've been before, but there is a reason. So I'll see you next week. Cheers.